There we go.
We got
It's live. It's live.
Sure.
it's live. We got
Live for
another.
five. Live for
It's
What up,
live
five.
for five.
fellas?
What's going on, fellas? What's up?
What up?
What's
What up?
going
got a-
on? What's going on?
What's up? We got another verses coming up, y'all. We got another verses that's coming up
My
with
God.
Monica and Brandy. Monica
The
and
boy
Brandy.
is
That verses is
mine.
coming up.
The boy is mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah, so we all looking forward to this one, man.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
man,
No.
it depends. It might be interesting. You know what I mean? We got two talented, fine sisters who gave us some great music in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing, how that whole thing pans out. I
Hey,
think
yo,
that-
you think
Go
they
ahead.
got 20 songs in them?
Nah.
Nah.
Well,
They got 20 songs for it?
if you go to Brandy's first album, her first debut album
Yeah, she had a
was
lot of-
lit.
She had
know.
some good shit on there.
It was lit. She had that Broken Hearted with Wanye.
Right. Yeah.
She had a remix too with like
A baby
Latifah.
Yeah, yeah. With
Was it Baby
Latifah and Light.
Baby?
Yeah, with Latifah and Light.
Yeah. So
that one was tight.
Yeah, so she got some hits.
But I did.
Yo.
But I will say I seen a meme today that
Oh,
they
man.
said if Monica wear them shoes.
Yo, I saw that. Yo, Monica's first
wear them
album.
shoes is over.
Hey,
It's
listen,
over,
don't
man.
forget Monica though. Don't take
Monica
it
had
personal.
some good shit.
Don't forget
Yo,
that.
that don't take it
don't take
personal
it
was
personal.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was nice.
Yeah, no doubt. That was dope. But I don't know if I can sit through it. But I tell you, Brandy's an underestimated songstress.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. She got vocals.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They both. I think they both
Monica
got
do
vocals.
too.
Yeah,
Monica
they
do
both got
too.
vocals.
But a lot of artists really try to mimic her range that she got. And I seen that.
Brandy's?
Ooh,
Yeah,
Monica?
Brandy's. Yeah.
Brandy's?
No,
Brandy's her,
Brandy's.
and her
Yeah.
style too.
And her style, you know what I'm saying? So she's underestimated. She would be in my top 10 of female vocalists.
Whoa! Remember we
She
were
would be.
talking about this.
She
We were
would be.
talking about this.
She's
You
got
mean-
that.
All,
Yeah,
you
I
talking
never
about all
even-
time?
Never
I'm
even
talking
thought
all
about
time, yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Monica, Brandy, all time, really?
Yeah, she would be in there, man, because she's just, if you listen to her, you can hear how she kind of imitates Whitney.
She does.
was
She does.
the
And Whitney
voice.
is top. Yeah. Whitney was.
Whitney's
the voice.
known as the voice.
Hands down. Yeah, hands down.
Okay,
Aretha.
and Whitney
Aretha is no joke either.
Huh?
Yo, Aretha was no joke.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Her range. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aretha was.
Yeah.
She wasn't a joke, man. She did her thing, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
damn, I never thought about
all
Brandy
these young
top 10.
Johns, yeah, all these young Johns emulate like the previous generation. Like
Yeah.
I think Mary's influence was
Yes.
Anita Baker.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
how she got discovered.
You think so?
Yeah, that's how she
I mean,
got
that may
discovered.
be-
She was
Yeah,
doing
but-
she was doing Anita Baker stuff, and she'll tell you flat out.
Yeah. Okay.
Anita
Okay.
was like her.
Anita
her
was
blueprint.
everybody's, man. Anita was everybody's blueprint.
I want to
man.
see Anita in the verses. Who would go up against Anita?
I don't know. I don't know if
Anita,
anybody could touch
EB.
Anita, man.
EB.
Yo, Stephanie Mills, though. You know I got love for Stephanie Mills.
Yeah. Nah. Sade.
I got love. Yo, I
Hey,
don't know.
listen. Let me tell you who
I mean,
one of my
Sade was
favorites of all
she's on a
time was.
different playing field.
Diana Ross. Now that's my girl right there.
Yeah.
Why do
Yeah.
fools fall in love? How about that?
Ain't no river wide enough.
Motown, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo,
Yo.
Barry Gordy helped to advance her career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stephanie, I was listening to Home. Yo, when you get a chance, man, listen to Stephanie Mills'
Oh
Home.
man, she.
Yo, she murders that joint,
That's
man.
the classic
She
right there.
murders
Yeah.
that
Nobody
Who
does
was
it
it?
like her.
Yeah.
Who you talking
Yeah.
about?
Stephanie Mills.
Stephanie Mills with
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah.
Oh. My
Yeah.
joint
Listen
with
to
her
Home when
would
you get a
be-
chance, man.
My joint with her would be something in the way you make me feel.
Sing it, KJ.
Feel.
Oh
Baby,
man.
baby. Yeah,
Yo.
that's my joy.
Yeah. Welcome,
Yeah, man.
everybody. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Just Our Thoughts with the Fellas. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and joining us. I am Keith Hall, your host, and I definitely couldn't do this without my brothers. And one of them just got up again. I think this dude needs some meds, man. He cannot sit down. But thanks again, man, for joining us for Just Our Thoughts, where we talk about some current events, some national news, local news. We touch on some trending topics and some sports. And one of my favorite parts is our fan questions, where we get some questions from fans, and we dive into that question and give our ideas, give our different perspective when it comes to that. But again, I cannot do this podcast by myself, and I got my brothers with me. Definitely got my brothers with me, man. Some of them, I got a couple more that's waiting to get on. Dre already said, "Yo, what's up, fellas?" So I do want to, we got Wardy. What's up, Ward?
What's the deal?
What's the deal? What's going on, Wardy? You got Kevy Kev in the building, man.
What up?
Yo,
What up,
yeah.
Y'all gotta get
And
up
then we got and we definitely got my boy, the specialist.
Nephew is crazy back there.
Yeah. We do, EB. AB, we definitely do, man. We definitely got some fans, but we got EB in here, man.
What's up? What up?
Joining us. He couldn't join us last time. Man, we just want to get into the show. We got a lot of different things that we could touch on. This one thing that just don't seem to go away. That just touching our community, and it's been touching our community. We had two brothers over the last couple of days again shot by police. One in Wisconsin and one in Louisiana. So we definitely want to just touch on that. We can't begin anything. These are brothers that we've never met, but we feel the same way as they do, just while we're driving in our cars when we out and about. So we back here again. We back here again, man.
We back here again, man. We back here again. Can I tell you just that 2020 has been just a messed up year, man, all around.
Yeah.
But the one in Wisconsin was tragic because it sounded like he was trying to break up a fight. I don't know all the details, but it sounded like he was trying to break up a fight between two women.
Yeah.
And they said that he went into the back of his car seat and 7 times, man, I heard. Like 7 times in the back.
Yeah, they said, he was like walking. He was walking away from him the whole time. And like I kind of got into it with one of the guys at work because I had just seen it and I had said something. So, of course, white guy, he wants to say, he wants to play devil's advocate and say, he was walking away, and if the police told him to stop and he didn't stop, I said, yeah, but here's the deal. You had 3 cops there behind you.
Right.
All of them had guns, so I could see if one guy had the gun drawn just in case. But you got 2 other cops. Weren't you trained to take him down? So rushing, take him down if it was a threat. But if a dude was just walking away, where's the real threat actually?
Yeah, they shot him in his back too.
Yeah, it looked like he went into his driver's side door. But then the cop just like held it over and just unloaded on him. And it wasn't like it was in a threatening, like, oh my God, step back. No, he had one hand and just like it looked like some movie with some bullshit where the guy's just handing over top of him, boom, popping off on him. And I'm like, yo, that right there is murder, period.
Right.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh yeah, that's murder, man. And this is why I'm like, the police as we know it just does not work for us.
No,
it doesn't work. The system, it's designed to work how they, like we was talking about this yesterday a little bit.
Right.
The system is designed to work how it's been built to work.
Right.
You know, and that's to not value Black life, period. To meet us with force and aggression for the smallest of incidents. You know,
No.
that could have been handled, and that would have been handled in a different way. I strongly believe if it was a white male or a white female, it would not have been. They would have been more tolerable of that person's actions and response if it was a white person versus us. But the system, law enforcement, is designed to mistreat us like that.
Yes, it
you
is.
know,
That's pure racism,
and I believe
brother.
as it's set up right now, it's not going to work. No more police reform.
No.
Because we've been hearing about that since we was in high school. Police reform.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's time to completely rebuild, take away what we have now and build something
dismantle
else.
and tear it down. Absolutely,
Dismantle,
tear it down and
abolish it,
right,
and do
start all over.
new. You know, as far as community policing is concerned, because it's not working for us. I'm scared. You know, I'm scared for myself.
Right.
You know, and none of us got a criminal record. You know, I ain't never been in the back of a cop car. You know what I'm saying? But I know because of how law enforcement handles us, you know, it could be my death sentence. What y'all see?
Yeah.
That's an automatic.
I'm laughing because you said you haven't, but I know, you know, I have a couple times, you know. But yeah, I remember. I remember one time, man. Me and KJ, man.
You've been in the back of a cop car.
Hey, listen, I ain't being in a couple cop car seats in my day, brother.
Yeah,
I was able to avoid them.
You ain't let us know about that one, but I remember one time, man, going home. KJ and I, we driving, man, and they pull us over, and I'm heated, you know, because they want to talk to him. You know, distinctly, they wanted to talk to him, you know, on the side, and man, I rolled my window up, man. You know, I definitely wasn't trying to let them entertain him, man. You know, but yeah, we back in the same place, man. You know, it looks like there's some rioting going on, or I'm sorry, not rioting.
As it should, as some protest.
As it should, yeah, it's a protest.
As it should,
protest.
Man.
You know, people tired, man.
Every time one of us gets gunned down in the street like that, and there's no transparency by law enforcement, we need to protest because that could have been easily our brother, you know, our sons, or one of the fellas.
Yeah. So, man, you know, prayers out to the Blake family, and I don't know the other brothers, man. That's in Lafayette, Louisiana. So definitely prayers to him and his family, and you know, we still waiting for the murderers for Breonna Taylor. We hoping that, you know, this one.
Almost 200 days. Almost 200 days now.
Yeah, still waiting for that, man. Still waiting for that stuff, man. So we hoping this moves kind of fast, man.
One thing I want to say in regards to that real quick, Keith.
You good,
it's
bro?
A movie coming out with the boy Brandon from The Chi, Wardy.
Yeah, I did peep that.
He's going to be playing, I forget the brother's name. He was gunned down the night before his wedding. At bachelor party.
That one, yeah.
Hey, Kev, you got the name on that?
I like that dude as an actor.
Right.
You know, so they got a movie coming out. Like, it was a shootout, like an OK Corral shootout outside of, I believe, a gentleman's club where he lost his life. You know, so it's going to be a movie coming out about that too. But that's another incident that you can look at and say, you know, why a shootout? You know, when it comes to incidents regarding Black people, you know, that's just how they engage us, and it's wrong, man.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like we were saying earlier, you know, well, not
Sean
earlier,
Bell,
but yesterday, how
somebody just put that on,
you know, basically the police
Alyssa.
force was basically nothing but slave catchers in the first place.
Yeah, and it goes all the way back, you know, and that's engraved, man. So yeah, we hear again. We hear again, man. A lot been going on for sure. Last week was the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, where Miss Kamala Harris accepted VP nominations, and of course Biden did as well. So a lot's been said since. What's some of y'all takeaways from the DNC? Any takeaways?
Well, let me say this real quick. When I saw Joe Biden's list of the candidates, I was actually shocked at first, and I'm saying at first, that he selected Kamala Harris. I thought that he was going to lean a little bit more towards Susan Rice. But after I saw her like speak and just was able to hear her passion, I said, wow, this might be the person that will do a good job. He might need that firecracker behind him. Donald Trump calls him Sleepy Joe. So I think that Kamala's going to be that right person to be behind Joe Biden.
That's what I said. That's what I said, EB. Since she is a spitfire, that she'll actually come up and speak up. But personally, I haven't been paying too much to the DNC because it's like my mind's kind of made up anyway. I don't have to hear much more, especially after I did hear a speech. Well, I ain't gonna say speech, but when they were doing a debate back when she was actually running for president, a actual union member, actually an electrician, got up and asked her how she felt about unions. And when she got done, I was all for her because everything that we talk about unions, she says upholds, and that's real big for my part.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Go ahead, INF. Go ahead.
No. I was wondering. In addition, and you can touch on this, KD. Did she, in addition to your takeaways, do you think she strengthened the Democratic Party in taking over the White House?
I think. Go ahead, Kev.
I think she strengthened the Democratic Party.
Yeah, do you think she strengthened the Democratic Party in terms of her fan base and getting the demographics that's needed to take over the White House for the Democratic Party and get Trump out, essentially?
I do think it's a great thing to have a woman and a person of color, Jamaican and Indian descent. She has. So I believe you need that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Your government should be filled with the people that you serve. And the government. I mean, a lot of our people consist of women and people of color. You know what I'm saying? So to have that person that is going to be able to influence the president and his decision making and agenda and legislation concerning us, I believe that's a great thing. I had questions about her record as Attorney General in California. I felt like another candidate initially would have been my choice. And I don't. But I don't want it to seem like I'm just anti-Democrat or anti-Kamala. I believe that, when any candidate is brought forth, we should have the ability to look at their entire resume. Look, not personal, not anything in their personal life, but look at their entire resume and how they have handled certain matters concerning our communities. I do want to say that she, right before she was selected as vice president, she put some good legislation on the floor to be addressed concerning women's rights, women's choice, and things of that nature. So she put some good things on the floor that she was working on right before she was selected. And she also went toe to toe there in the Senate in terms of looking at changes and an overhaul that needs to happen to law enforcement. So I do want to credit her with that. So, she didn't do well in the presidential primaries. You know, she didn't do too well. She had her high moments, and then she kind of
came out hot though. She came out
firing.
She
But
kind of
then,
plateaued. Yeah.
you know, she ain't had no more
She
ammo.
did. She
It
came out
seemed
firing
like
all
at the end, after she really had that debate where she challenged Joe Biden and some of his legislation concerning busing. When she put that in front of cameras, it seemed like it kind of took a downturn for her. You know, after
you
she
think
wasn't
so?
doing good. She wasn't doing good in the pollings, and eventually she had to pull out. You know, but I think she's a safe choice for the Democratic Party. Okay, because we're familiar with her. You know, we've seen her on the debate stage. We know her track record. She's familiar with pretty much, most of government. So I think she's a safe choice for Sleepy Joe. Wake him up.
End up throwing off with Sleepy Joe. Keep up.
Hey, JD, I like how you threw that one in there, man. That makes me laugh, man.
So is it? So we talk about how she, wanted to hold Joe accountable for his busing. She challenged him several times during the debates. Is it still, with her being VP, we have no other choice right now? Can we still hold her accountable for her past decisions with her laws and her policies while she was in?
Well, I'll tell you what, Keith, I think that when it comes time to have those debates, those policies and those procedures that she put in place in the past, she's definitely going to be questioned on that. And she's going to have to, give some really, really solid answers on, why she put those into place and what her feelings and take are right now and as we stand. So, yeah, she's definitely going to be challenged on that.
I want her and Jill. I want them to address the Black community. I want to hear. There's a website called, I believe, Black Agenda 2020, where it lists a lot of the platforms and a lot of issues facing our Black community, and a lot of them are credible. That need to be addressed and need to be really, like, these things really need to.
Yeah,
to move forward. As far as legislation takes place, I need to hear what they really want to do for the Black community for this when they're in office.
Right.
Go ahead.
No. When you were talking about the Black agenda, it's interesting, and you and I kind of touch base on this with Joe Biden and Cardi B.
Oh my God!
Talking about Joe Biden did an interview with Cardi B, and I'm not sure.
Let's go
and Katie
on that. Let's go on
that. I'm not sure any other cultures, any other race would pick. Nothing against Cardi B as successful as she is.
I got a lot against Cardi B.
But you can, but nothing against her her success. What I'm saying is, when you're talking about policies, when you talk about legislations, when you're talking about being a front and being in the center for your culture, I think Joe Biden could have made a better choice to have some. Right. Yeah, I struggle with that, and I understand where he's trying to reach. He's trying to reach the audience that Cardi B pulls. I get that, but I'm not sure if we talking to her when it comes to our legislation and when it comes to changing laws and changing policies in the Black agenda.
Nah. I mean, in that right, they should have dug up Sister Soldier and let her do an interview.
Right. Damn.
Yeah, I went there.
Oh, no doubt, man. But like Keith said, she's not relevant.
I understand. I understand.
He's looking for talking heads that are relevant right now. Really can't put him to task.
But that's what I hate about our culture now.
Cardi B cannot put him to task about or be my voice for what we need in.
Yeah, I don't want her to be my voice.
Because she's not anybody's voice. She's only the dude that wrote the questions.
But still, for her face to be as a representation for people of color
in the Black agenda.
Yeah, and the Black agenda is ridiculous. Here you have a woman who was a former stripper. Nothing. Listen, you do what you do. You got to survive.
Come on, talk about it. Talk about it, Kev.
The thing is that you got a former stripper who went on air saying how she used to drug men for money, and have sex for money and things like that. How in the world can that person effectively communicate policies, ideas, and the needs of really working class poor Black people? She cannot be the one. She's the one for Joe Biden because again she can't put him to task. You give her the paper, she'll read these talking point questions, and it's easy. It's little slow balls for Joe to hit home runs off of. You know what I'm saying? But you really gotta get somebody a little bit more credible to present, to be the voice for the agenda, for the policies, for the needs of the Black community. And that to me was an insult to have her.
Yeah, but she fits their
agenda. Slap in the face from the Democratic Party. That's a slap in the face.
Because she kind of fits, and I'm gonna say their agenda, because she's quote unquote not that Black. And I say that because at one point in my life, I was accused. Now I ain't gonna say accused, but I was told, "Oh well, you ain't that Black." And I'm like, "Well, what the hell? What do you mean by that?" And it was just some instance where, it was about shaving, and the guy, a lot of the brothers was like, I can't shave my beard because I get razor bumps. And I just made a comment, I can, I don't really get razor bumps. And the dude was like, actually rubbed my skin, was like, well, you ain't that Black.
Hey, Ward, they saying that because you light-skinned, man. You light-skinned, Ward.
How you feel when he rubbed your skin, Ward?
You know how I felt. And that was the last time I worked for that motherfucker too.
Yo, man, ain't nothing like sitting up in the barbershop chair, man. You got to make sure, they don't touch you. You know what I'm saying, with your elbow up on the joint.
Or spin the chair around with their body parts.
Ah, man. Yo, don't put your junk on my hand, man. My hand
man.
Yeah,
somebody said Hani Mew. She's relatable, and that will win the people.
Yeah, leave the policy to the people in office.
She's relatable to a lot of people.
That's a good point she brings up, though, man.
She's relatable to what age group? She's relatable to an age group that is what? 25, 18 to
that
25.
Will vote. That will actually vote, though.
So it's really all about soliciting votes, then, basically.
Okay, but the thing is, you use Cardi. Okay, now you gotta move on. Okay, I know he did the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God, and Charlamagne took him to task on some things.
Right.
But what about my boy Dr. Boyce Watkins? A true spokesperson for.
I'm not sure. Yeah,
he won't go
I'm not sure.
He won't go
He's
there.
not going with Dr. Boyce Watkins. He ain't touching him.
Black intellectual people that have some credible concerns for the community will not get highlighted or have the access to put these politicians to task. It won't.
Yeah.
It won't.
Yeah, he's definitely not reaching out to Dr. Boyce Watkins for sure. Yeah, so those are just couple things, man, that we that we found out and that, you know, came out after the DNC convention. Another thing that came up in our culture, you know, we talked about it, is Trey Songz. What's up with Trey Songz, man? I see some sexual abuse, some sexual misconduct that's going on, and it seems to be repetitious, man. It seems to be going on. You know, there was a interview with Keke Palmer that happened a few years ago, you know, and she talked about it, you know, when it comes to Trey Songz. And now we have two women that aren't black that had, you know,
white.
talked about.
You could say white. They are white women.
They are. I wasn't sure if they were white or Spanish. So that actually makes it even clear.
I believe both of them are white women. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is the second. This is the second go around with this.
One of them is a white woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and
go ahead.
Leave them white women.
No, go ahead, Katie. Or say that again.
Leave them white women alone.
It's not. Listen, the time for
they've been falsely accusing us for all these years. Y'all still want to deal with it?
Man, that's ridiculous, man.
But see, I think the meat and potatoes of it is that when somebody with power, fame, or even just, you know, maybe just the average person, when a woman of color expresses her discomfort or her violation.
Absolutely, I know where you're going. I know where you're going with this.
She's not heard. She's not protected, and what she's bringing up is not valid.
Yeah, it's not taking it serious.
When a white woman comes up with those same accusations that black women have been talking about for a long time, because like you said, Keith, it's been a pattern.
It's been a pattern.
You know,
it's been a pattern.
That they said was that Trey was, you know, paying some women off. You know, but Keke said this in 2018, and now a white woman comes forth saying the same thing,
and it's blowing up.
Everyone wants to kind of protect her.
Right. It was a couple of them. It's not just one. I think it was a couple of them, couple white women, man, and it is amazing.
I just gotta have a feeling that you're going to now all of a sudden we're just going to find out more and more artists are doing the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. But here's my question, though.
I feel like they're doing the same thing.
Hey, here's my question, though. Is all of it sincere, like these allegations, or are some of these women really just looking for a payday?
EB, I'm gonna say this, EB. If there's consistent allegations, there got to be some type of validity to it. It has to be. Like, you're not going to. In 2018, some stuff is going on, and then you hear other things going on, and now you got these white women that's coming in, you know, saying the same thing. It's got to be some validity to it. It may not be exactly. It has to be.
Well, but you know what? But take Cosby for example. Now, back when they accused him of doing what he did,
right?
It was the thing that's what they wanted. They wanted drugs. So he just supplied them what they wanted, and then they all wanted to get with Bill anyway. So it's like, oh, now all of a sudden, you know, now they're looking for a payday. That's how I feel about, you know, his situation. I mean, a lot of these could be in the same, you know, spectrum.
Yeah,
especially after so much time has elapsed, and now they want to come back and say.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, even though it was probably something that was common during that era of the black exploitation films and, you know, the putting the pills in the drinks and things like that, even though it was a common thing, it still don't make it right. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you think about hold up.
There's a nice comment from Tamika Chester in there.
You think about
there, it's you, and the allegations is you. Good stuff, Tamika. I see you.
Yeah, you think about the common denominator. I'm sorry, not the common denominator. You threw me off, but you think about things that were common. You know, slavery was common. It wasn't right.
Yeah, it wasn't right. Yeah, I get
it wasn't
that.
right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we can't.
But slavery
you know,
is different, though. I would say that's different.
But it wasn't right. It was common.
It was common.
And it was normalcy.
Yeah, but it was the thing with slavery is that it was hypocritical, because you got policy, you got the Declaration of Independence saying that all men are created equal, while all these guys writing it own hundreds of slaves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So while it was common, you can't tell me all men are created equal.
Right.
But you are still keeping black people as cattle and as merchandise.
And still saying we're 3/5 of a man.
And,
we can't.
I might get a little hate mail on this one, and then use the Bible to do it.
Oh no, you wouldn't get hate mail on that. You shouldn't get hate mail.
And I said, then they use the Bible to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
you shouldn't
religion. Every religion has played a part in twisting the truth. Not just not just Christianity, but all major religions.
Yeah.
But here's the flip side. I know we're talking about Trey, but Woody brought up Bill Cosby. And we was talking about Cardi B. Cardi B came on air saying how she was drugging men.
She admitted it.
She admitted she was drugging men to take their money, to rob them. She admitted this. Now, no men have, to my knowledge, have come forth to play victims. But what if they did? Would y'all take her to task like y'all did
Bill Cosby then? Yeah.
Dr. Huxtable? Huh? Would y'all do that?
No, because she ain't trying to buy NBC.
Because what?
She wasn't trying to buy NBC.
Or that's what
a major network where she would have power of putting the word out.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Now, Ward touched on something that is very important. There's some rumors that a lot of light has been shown or put on Bill Cosby because he was trying to buy NBC, and this was a way to kind of like stop him from doing that. If you guys heard about it.
Because you can see they dug up Angie Dickinson. Well, was it Angie Dickinson? The
Angie was in on it. Angie was in on it.
And then she came out and admitted that she only did it just to come relevant again.
Yeah, she did.
Her
she
and
did.
What's the black chick? The model.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
She did the exact same thing, because it was like she wasn't relevant. Her mother her mother needed health care, so she went and did that, and now all of a sudden she's relevant again. She's doing commercials. Her mom she's in a nursing home. She's having good health care. They do.
But do you see how the two examples? You know what I'm saying? Like, on the one hand, we don't protect black people.
Right.
We don't protect black women. When they had the same allegations as white women.
But that goes back to the slavery thing.
When you look at what Bill is doing, and what Bill has done in relation to Cardi B,
Beverly like, Johnson. That was her name.
The system is hypocrisy, man. So,
but that goes back to slavery. Think about it. Some slaves, they trying to run away, and then you got that one. They around there around the barn.
They're around the corner, master.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
They call them the house ends. The house ends.
Yeah. And that damn sure wouldn't have been me. That damn sure wouldn't have been me. I'd have been out in the field somewhere. He running, master.
Yeah, exactly.
I told him not to do it, sir.
I told him. They planned it last night.
It's better in the master's house, sir.
Hey, Katie, where you at? You on the beach somewhere, man?
No, I'm outside.
Don't he look like he got to sit behind the fire?
He's fanning the flies.
Look like he got seagulls flying up above his head or something, the way he looking up, man. Yeah, so another thing that we a lot going on, man. Kids going back to school these next couple weeks. A lot of decisions have been made, man, when it comes to how often they go into school. Is it going to be remote learning? Yeah. I know my kids, they'll be staying home. Them jokers did not want to be around. They don't want to be around nobody. So they're going to be doing remote learning 5 days a week. So I know a lot of sisters at my job that I'm, kind of cool with. They running around trying to figure this thing out. Later on, I'm gonna touch on a program. I think it's Camden Connections. Where they're trying to set kids up for internet services. And when you look at the pros and the cons of this remote learning and what's coming on this upcoming fall school year, E, you're a specialist. I like calling you the specialist, E. What are some of the things that you're hearing, E, when it comes to this remote learning?
Well, basically, I was actually in the beginning, I was comfortable with the whole hybrid model, going to school for a couple of days and then working remotely 3 days a week, going in 2 days. But I guess, after all these statistics come out, man, with the CDC and, everybody wanting to put the kids' safety first, the decision was made to go 100% remotely. And I think that it was a good choice, man, to go ahead and do that. I know recently my kid's school district, they sent out a robocall on Thursday, pulling back from their hybrid method. And it's going to be 100% remote for about 6 weeks. For about 6 weeks.
Okay.
So my kid's school district is going to go remote 100% until October the 15th. But I know for a fact the Camden City School District is going up until January 31st.
Hey, are they going to have the so I know my kids, they can right now they'll be staying home. They're doing remote learning, but they have after the first market period, they have the option to go to school for a couple of days. They can't go during the first market period though. So, and this is up until January as well. What's some of the pros and the cons, man, that you guys been talking about? Some of the obstacles, when it comes to really reaching these kids and the teachers the way that you can.
Well, I could say for myself personally, being a parent, some of the difficult things is keeping the kids' interest. I know when we went out, in March, I know my kids were, exhausted, from it, in June, they were ready to say, hey, Dad, I'm tired, I can't do it anymore. So now, we got to do it, starting in September. So I think that some of the teachers and some of the administrators have come up with some plans that they're going to roll out on how to, make it conducive to these children learning from home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any kids. What? But here's the thing, though. I'm hearing all this. Yeah, but I'm hearing all this. It's always, the kids' safety. Well, you don't think about the teachers either. I mean, shouldn't they be included in also thinking? I mean, it may be that they are, but don't put it out there. Like, we're looking at everybody's safety, and it's crazy because like today we're talking at work, and one of the guys, his daughter goes to Gloucester Catholic. Well, since they're like a smaller school, they're going to school, but they have to carry around a plexiglass panel that fits around them when they're
what?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That's what I looked at it just like that when he said it, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, so basically you're gonna be like a Chinese store on the move. I mean, you gonna have this plexiglass sitting there, you got to carry it around. It's like it's yours.
Yeah,
it's not like they have like on a desk and they have a plexiglass. Because basically if they did that, then that would have to get sanitized after every period or whatever. But if it's your personal,
Good stuff. Alyssa Wiles. Put something nice up there.
Yeah,
Okay,
Alyssa brought that up too about
nice.
the
I see you, Alyssa.
the learning pod.
Yeah.
Trying to bring parents together, like maybe 4 parents, and they go dibs in on a teacher to come and teach the children, at a location, if it's at a park or on the port, to create a learning
instead of having like a play date, they got a learning date.
Well, a date is usually with 2 kids. You're looking at, they call it a pod with more than 2 to kind of give some semblance of a classroom environment. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. I've never heard of a learning pod.
The parents can split the cost of
the
instructor. Cool. But the one thing thing that I don't think they take into consideration, like, you're putting a lot of responsibility on the parents. I'm a parent myself, to provide the structure in the home, to keep the child focused, and some children are going to fall through the cracks because you really got to give, as a parent, you really got to give you got to be focused. You can't work and help them do the remote learning. As a parent, you got to be able to kind of stop what you're doing to be able to give 100% into making sure your child is focused on the computer. Somebody said, the kids love electronic devices. Why can't they, do the computer? They're on the tablet, they're playing games. And my thing was, it's a difference between a child being a consumerism than a child learning. You know what I'm saying? With the games and things like that, that's consumerism. But we want the child to be, I want my son to be able to learn, and so the remote thing has to be a little bit more engaging, interactive. I don't know how.
It does.
But But the other thing that gets lost too is that when you're in the classroom, teachers can look at a child's body language. They can look at the child's,
you can get the nonverbals. You definitely can get the nonverbals from the child.
To see if this child needs some individual assistance. You can't get that over remote learning. You know what I'm saying? You got kids with autism. You got kids with learning disabilities, emotional disabilities. You know what I'm saying? And they will get lost in all of this. And how are you going to effectively really grade all these kids based on remote learning?
There's no grading system.
I really hope this isn't the dumbest generation. Okay, because you're going to lose a lot of kids in the cracks because it's not the same as being in an in-classroom environment, a setting where the teacher can really see the pulse of her children.
Well, I already said that we're moving towards Idiocracy, just like that movie. Did y'all ever see Idiocracy?
No.
Nah, I never even heard of that.
Nah, it's a movie with Maya, with Minnie Riperton's daughter. Minnie Riperton's daughter, Maya.
From Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
Maya
Rudolph. Her and Luke Owens. And basically, it's how society has become so dumbed down that just basically idiots are running everything. And and just the one guy. I'm not going to get all into the movie, but it's like we're all moving towards a dumbed down society.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't. It's like they really don't want the kids to really learn, in my opinion.
And in regards to what Wardy said, like, the students are concerned, but the staff, the teachers, the adults in the school are concerned as well, because you got Trump saying, kids are healthy and their immune system is strong, and
which ain't always true.
You got him propagating a false message, a false narrative, though.
Yes, he is.
You know what I'm saying? Because children can be a transmitter of the virus. Take it back home to adults elderly that have pre-existing conditions, the elderly, and this whole thing continues despite You know what I'm saying? So
Yo,
you got
it's
our
amazing.
president putting out a false message,
Yeah.
trying to
Hey,
force
KD.
schools to open. And one of the
KD,
reasons
is it?
why is because back to school shopping is one of the biggest times
Yeah.
of purchasing, next to
Good
Christmas.
point.
Right.
It's
Back
about
to
Back to
funding.
school was always a big
So
thing.
one of the underlying
Always.
things about pushing the agenda for schools to reopen was to make sure that corporate America is taken care of, so we can go spend on book bags and back to school things, because that's one of the
I want my
most
trapper keeper.
profitable times during the year.
Yo, it's amazing how they want everyone to stay home, and they saying it's safe. At the same time, it's I want to say September 13th or the September 21st. For some reason, I'm thinking it's the 13th. I know it's a Sunday. Thousands of inmates are coming home in the state of New Jersey. That's in the Department of Corrections. I'm talking about thousands. I don't want to get too much into.
Or what?
Not both. Both. There was a.
Are they like on
pushed.
county? Are they like county level or prison level?
Nah, prison level. Yeah, thousands.
Wow.
I'm talking about thousands. Yeah, I'm talking about thousands are coming home.
Well, I could find that out.
I can't hear you say that again, E.
Some baby daddies is coming home.
Is it because of like a lesser offense of charges?
It's because COVID. It's because of COVID. It's because of COVID. It's because of COVID credits that were given to inmates. There you go, Lisa. Actually, Lisa
it's 3,000.
I think it's more than that. Lisa Wade Taylor, she says it's 3,000, but it's a lot more that's coming home. So it's interesting. The first thing that came to my mind was freaking jobs. That's the first thing that came to my mind. People have already lost their jobs and are on unemployment. And waiting. For
that's a lot.
Yeah. So now you got more than 3,000 that's coming home. So we still in this thing, man. We definitely still in this thing, and I don't know when that tunnel at the end of the light at the end of the tunnel was going to start being bright, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to touch bases with my brother, find out.
Yeah. So it's a whole. I'm telling you, 3,000, man. And that's in a couple weeks. So that's going to bring on a lot of other concerns, and when we're talking about jobs.
So why can't Bill Cosby get out because of COVID?
Right.
I can't speak for. I can't.
They let.
I don't know what state he's in.
They let out one of Trump's guys.
He's in Pennsylvania.
Concerns.
He's in Pennsylvania. I can't speak for Pennsylvania
because of COVID concerns.
But
they won't let Bill out. They won't let Bill go home.
But you know what? I didn't see this until after we switched gears. But Tamika said something about Cardi B was in a different situation because it was a strip club culture. Well, wasn't it like the Hollywood culture that Bill was in, slipping them, giving them the drugs that they wanted?
It was a Hollywood culture.
So I mean, there's no different for Cardi B.
Yeah. Nah, you're right, man. I mean,
it was a culture.
Yeah, you can't separate the two, man. I don't think Tamika was saying that was excusing what she did. But I think people nowadays really are enamored with this strip culture life. Because one of the boys on our panel loves this show called P-ville or whatever. I ain't gonna say who on the panel here. I think it's trash.
I haven't even seen it.
But again, it highlights the strip club culture. Huh?
What's wrong with that?
My issue, I mean, you might love it, Wardy. I mean, but my thing is I want to see different. I think this is why I think that Hollywood only wants to depict black people as drug dealers, strippers,
And, definitely.
And
they want to put us in the worst light they possibly can.
While the culture may be true, I think that they only want those depictions of us. My point is this. Remember, Denzel, he got an Oscar for his character in Training Day, right?
Right.
I forget.
But not Malcolm X.
Nothing on me. Right?
Yeah. But not for Malcolm X.
He ain't getting no Oscar for Malcolm.
Nope.
And
right.
He did an
outstanding
job.
Yeah, that was like his best role.
They will only glorify us in positions as slaves, 12 years a slave, as maids, like the Help.
Yep.
I don't want to see another Help, slave, butler.
KD. KD,
I don't want what? Yeah.
No, I remember you saying that, but I also think there's some other content out there, man, that is good. That's not displaying. Would you say? E?
I was looking at it. Listeners' comments.
I know, right? I didn't go. I'm gonna ignore that.
I
ignored it.
I'm gonna like it.
So I think like there's other content out there that gives, like we talked about, what is it? Black is F. You know, there's a lot of other things that's out there. I know Wardy, he has an issue with that, but there's a lot of other content out there that we can watch. It's just not. It's not highlighted. It's not getting the push. You know what I mean? It's not getting the push, but there is other content out there.
You know why it's not.
But I think it's our response. But I think it's also our responsibility.
See, things like that, it's not going to get a push anymore, because think about it. When we were teenagers. We had the Cosby Show that put black families in a good light.
Right.
Then he had to spin off. Then he had to spin off of A Different World, which in turn sent a lot of us to college.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't want to see that. The masses do not want to see us getting ahead.
But right now we got Blackish right now. We still got Blackish. We got Mixed-ish.
But I have a problem with that ish.
You got the problem with the ish. Okay, I get that. But the content, though, of the show.
That goes to I'm not that black. You know what I mean? That ish. I'm not black-ish. No, I'm black. I may be light bright, but I'm black.
Hey, look at Attorney Andre Norwood put up a nice comment.
He said I'm light bright, but I'm black.
Attorney Andre Norwood Jr. He put up a nice comment.
Yeah.
Yo.
So I don't know. I just think it is. I think it is more content out there that isn't just the thing, that's stuff that they're pushing. I think is our responsibility as well. To push some good content, some good healthy content.
But how you putting the responsibility back on me?
I didn't put the responsibility. I didn't put the full responsibility back on you. I think it's also our responsibility, to push it. Like if it's something good out there.
I don't know about it, INF. I don't know. I
mean, you watch The Chi. You love The Chi.
Oh, I love The Chi.
It's another one
but it's killing it.
Craft Country on HBO that is set in the Jim Crow era that I'm liking as well. We was talking about The Watchmen with Regina King from last year that y'all need to get up on, because it was really dealing with the Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. So it's a lot, but there's not enough. And the ones that will get put on right away is the ones that glorify, because also our society is really enamored with violence and sex. Violence and sex, so those are the ones that's going to get the push. If it ain't no sex, if it ain't no violence in it, it's not going to get the push.
It's not going to get the push.
Yeah.
Oh man, fellas, man, we've been having a good time. Yo, so
Kim
I saw
stop watching the trash so they don't get the ratings.
That's what Kim said. I see Kimmy. Little Kimmy. What's up, little sis?
What did Dre said that a listener?
No, Dre just said that is a really good show. Dre said it's a really good show, and he said it's a really good show. So I'm agree with Dre. I think Mercedes has a vision in what she's doing. you know, helping the young ladies out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a real name or stage name.
Is Mercedes a real
we're in the
name
strip
or
club
a stage
culture.
name?
We're in the strip club culture.
Mercedes, Tennessee, Alizé,
Yeah.
Jewel, Diamond, coming to the stage.
Yep.
Yo, so check it, man. Y'all, I saw y'all, you know, EB and KD, man. They let your boy Brett Brown go, man. They let your boy Brett Brown go, didn't they? Today?
Yeah, it was long overdue, man. I wanted to see him going 2 years ago, to be honest with you. But they kept talking about trust the process. So
you don't trust him no more?
Nah, they gave him an extra 2 years, and now that's it. He's done. See you later, Brett.
Yeah.
See you later, Brett Brown.
Who you looking at coming in?
You know what, INF, man? I like Jason Kidd, to be honest with you, but this right here might be or Tyrone Lue. You know, I think Jason
taking over that Lakers job next year.
I don't think that he'll be well received.
See, somebody put up Penny Hardaway.
Or how about this?
Penny's coaching at Memphis, I think.
Yeah, this might be wishful thinking, but I like to see Van Gundy or Mark Jackson come out of retirement. But that's wishful thinking on my.
Yeah.
I
think my issue with Brett Brown being fired, you know, I feel for him because he was here for those really bad seasons. You know, when they stunk up the joint really bad. You know, so he was really a transition coach anyway. He's really a transition coach to bring them kind of, you know, to at least give them the resemblance of a place that players might want to go. Right. But you need a coach now to take them to that next level because I think the locker room ain't hearing Brett anymore.
No,
you know, you can tell when a team has tuned you out or don't hear you anymore. You know, but I think it's more than Brett Brown that needs to go. I think the front office.
Think Elton?
I'm talking about Elton. And then Jerry Colangelo, who's not even here no more. He still got people in the front office that's been mismanaging this office. I want the GM. What's the GM's name that started the whole tanking thing for the Sixers? EB.
I know
they fired him. The whole trust the process. He was but
he's out of here. I forgot his name.
He was able to maneuver and get draft picks and things of that nature. The guys now that's in the organization, they're not doing a good job, man. And the first person that takes the blame for the organizational culture is the coach.
Yes.
Well, he's only responsible for the locker room culture. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a surface issue, the locker room. You got a deep issue in the organization that needs to be addressed. I'd rather see Jay Wright from Villanova. But
why would Jay? I don't even know why Jay would even leave.
But right now he's got a team that could win the national championship.
Yeah, I don't even know why he would even leave.
I'm just saying what my preference is.
I got you.
I would like Obama to run for another 4 years, but again, why would he do it?
That's just your preference. Yeah, that's your preference.
Jay Wright's a good coach, man. I can see him coming in, making some moves, man, and getting the ear in that locker room, man.
I still got that. Hey, you still got that Ben Simmons, man, that Ben Simmons and Embiid thing, man. Does it work? Does it not work, man? I'm a Ben Simmons fan, man. I love Joel Embiid. I think he's a freaking awesome player, but that daggone Ben Simmons, man, I think he's a if they could build a team around him.
Hey Keith, I need Ben Simmons to shoot the rock a little bit more.
Yes,
he was shooting it in the bubble.
Yeah,
not in any game.
Not during the game.
And practice.
For practice.
He was shooting in the bubble.
Practice. We talk about practice.
He was shooting jump shots pre-game all the time. He's shooting jump shots. But in the game, psychologically, it's something wrong.
Yeah. And that tells you. Anytime
he went to a psychologist, E.
Did he?
Yeah.
Because was he afraid to shoot?
He's scared.
Now get this. You remember Larry Brown. He had E. Snizzy shooting the ball. Now, Eric Snow was not a great shooter, but he would still shoot the rock. Larry Brown was able to get him to shoot. So I think Brett Brown should have been able to get Ben Simmons to make.
I think it's more or less a confidence thing. He don't have no confidence.
Yeah, I think it's psychological. I do. I think it just ended up being psychological for him. When you're hearing people continuously talking about him not shooting, what's going on with him, the fans and the media, I think it just ended up being psychological with him.
Yeah, look at him when they were in the bubble doing practice, and he was just able to come out and shoot.
Yeah,
he looked good.
Yeah, I'm a Ben Simmons fan.
Now you put a hand in his face, now.
Yeah,
but
it's the end of the world.
Here's the problem with that, though, and I'm talking about the organization. We could have had Jason Tatum.
Who's doing?
The Sixers could have had.
Y'all could have had a lot of people. Y'all could have had a lot of people.
Tatum.
Yeah.
I know we could have had a lot of people, but you pick Markelle Fultz, who does not have a future like Jason Tatum.
Over him, yeah.
If you had Ben Simmons and Jason Tatum, you wouldn't have to worry about Ben taking a jump shot. You know?
But here's the thing.
But that's the problem. That's the problem with the organization being able to make obvious picks that's good for the squad.
Well, not just picks, and they get rid of the wrong people. Now I know when they got rid of Jimmy
Butler.
They didn't get rid of him.
I thought they should have never got rid of him.
They didn't get rid of him.
He wanted to leave. He wanted to leave.
He wanted to leave. Okay.
He tried to keep him.
He wanted.
He was the only one. He was the only one in those playoffs that was doing anything.
But guess what? Jimmy Butler,
good Miami team, man.
But Jimmy Butler was the type of guy who would that would come in. He would come in and be aggressive, and he would talk to the team like, "Yo, come on, let's do this. Let's do this." But now these days with that culture, man, everybody is so laid back, and they probably didn't like what he was saying in the locker room, but
drugstore
cotton.
Drugstore cotton.
Yeah. So that's our sports section, man. I do got a question. We go into our segment of fan questions, and with our fan questions, we have some of our friends, some of our family sending in some questions, whether it's a text, whether it's a DM. And this time, though, was something different. The ladies were on Saturday, and they posed a question. And so we're going to use one of their questions, and I actually think they kind of wanted us to talk about it and touch on it a little bit. Where, how do we teach our Black boys to love a woman? The question was, how do we teach our Black boys to love a woman? So, go ahead, E. I'm sorry.
I think that a Black boy, a kid growing up, he should think about the way he loves his mom. And I think that will be embedded in him as he gets older. I teach my little boy that right now. Love your mom, because I'm growing up and I'm thinking about the way I love my mom and just the way our relationship is. And it just helps me to be able to, love my wife because of the way I love my mom. Because of the way I love my mom.
But I'm gonna challenge you on that, E. I'm gonna challenge you on. So do you think loving your mom and loving your wife is the same type of love? Do you think your giving is the same?
Well, I think that it's always one application, but several different interpretations. If that makes sense. You have that love, but it's the way that you transform it into loving that person. Especially if you guys are on the same page.
Okay.
Well, I just look at it as far as, watching my father deal with my mother, where, it was those, made sure my mom was always good, It was, even though, she worked down the street, but Dad would drive her to work. make sure she was cool. Whatever, she never needed for anything. Pops always treated her with respect. We've always seen respect, and it was always, you better show your mother respect. And what it's like, I say we learn more by example than just trying to learn it anyway.
Right.
I'm gonna love my mother. I always did love my mother. And I'm pretty sure, just like everybody, we all slipped up once or twice. And Dad was there to correct me, but like, boy, no, you respect your mother. And it's like, okay, I just feel as though our family structure has to be intact for us to really figure out how to love and how to deal with each other. Because we can't, I don't think we can learn from one aspect of parenting. Like, if there's only a father in the home, we're not going to learn that family structure.
Right. I got you.
Or mother. I think we need both parents present to actually learn and see the dynamics that we should be, continuing.
Turn it down a little bit. The basic morals that we should be growing up with. I agree. I agree with Ward. I think a lot of young boys don't have the blueprint.
You're right.
The blueprint of how a man should treat a woman. And if you don't really have that blueprint, you're going to learn from your peers, your contemporaries, or other older people in the hood on how to treat women. If you have that, like Wardy was talking about, if you have a father, I had my grandfather in my life.
Daddy.
Daddy. Mommy and daddy. My grandma and grandpa, mommy and daddy. And that was the epitome of how black love for me should be. You know what I'm saying? They never allowed anything to come between them. They were always there for one another, and you could see that it poured down to the children. Buddy, turn it down some for me.
Keith Stark got a nice comment.
Yeah, I saw that. So the blueprint, I think, is necessary. Like, I gotta show. I want my boys to see me hugging my wife, me kissing my wife. Our interaction positive interaction between me and my wife.
Absolutely.
Because that's a blueprint for him. Then he, my little guy has questions too. You love mommy. Is mommy is your, little things about, how much I love, how much I love my wife, and when did we start dating, and things like that. He starts because he sees the interaction,
right?
The positive interaction. So I think that you can still learn that from a single parent home. Because being raised by my mom, my mom was, our sole provider, but I still had the consistency of my grandpa and my grandma, but my mom still, influenced me and taught me really how to be a man in a lot of respects, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just her, and, she told me how to treat a woman, you know what I'm saying? To how we should have relationships with women and things like that,
But there's always going to be an exception to the rule.
One ear and out the other.
And there's always going to be an exception to the rule.
We still make our own choices.
We definitely do.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, there's exceptions to the rule, but when you put a single parent in that, when you force them to have to, teach things on both aspects, I don't believe fully that a woman can really teach a boy how to be a man, but there's aspects of manhood that she can share.
That's true.
With the son.
Right.
You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Because that's to say that a man can't be nurturing. And look, here's my little boy.
Hey, there you go.
What's up, Aiden? That's my boy right there, man.
Hey,
That's my man. Aiden, what's up, man?
we can provide nurturing. Men can provide that nurturing as well. That's not totally exclusive to a woman.
Right. I think I kind of think of situations, man, and I know KD and EB, you guys can attest to it, where when you're looking at love, and what it looks like, you're looking at specifically when it comes from a mother, you're looking at an agape type of love, when it's an unconditional love, when it's you giving love, but you don't want anything back. Like, I'm giving you all of this love because it's unconditional. So when you look at your mom and, both Miss Brenda's, I'm thinking about, when you're able to come home and there's food in a refrigerator, when the lights are on, I'm saying that's love. What I'm saying? It's not always the getting you the latest pair of sneaks. It's making sure that you have everything that you need, and I think that is what love looks like. And we as young men growing up, I believe that we see that and we learn and we begin to decipher, really what is good love and what's not considered good love. What's healthy and what's not unhealthy when we talk about love. And I think about, a lot of specifically single moms, man, they're raising their boys, I know they have to balance, they certainly have to balance, not showing him, not letting him be that boyfriend that people talk about, but at the same time, still growing and still nurturing him, to be that man so that he can learn how to love a woman when he gets older, so I saw Keith Starks, my man, Keith Starks, man. He said that's a whole show in itself.
That's a whole show in itself.
It is. It definitely is, man. It definitely is a whole show in itself. Yeah. So
what you were saying though, Keith, it is important for us to be able to model the behavior that we expect out of our children. Absolutely. To model that behavior. What I'm saying? Are we always going to model perfect behavior every time? No, because there's going to be instances of disagreement or discord in the home. But as much as you can, and that's real life, though. That's just real life.
It is.
But here's the thing, though.
You want to make sure that you still show them how to disagree in a way that we're not at odds with each other.
And it comes back to the love.
And it comes back to love. So as much as we model the behavior, you do got to have deep discussions with your children, like 4, 5, 6, because I think we take for granted how advanced
absolutely
our
that
children
these kids
really
are.
But you got to remember how
to have deep dialogue with the children about what love and the treatment of one another, not putting your hands and being physical and aggressive with a female classmate, and and how to protect yourself in school, because there are children in school that are more sexually advanced.
Yes.
KD, you made a point of when things are going on at the home, when there's conflict. A disagreement between mom and dad, and the kids saying it. I think one of the important things is that kids are a part of seeing that conflict resolution, seeing how you can get into a disagreement with someone, being okay with the disagreement, everything that happened with the disagreement, and yet letting them see, how do we patch this together? How do we put this together so that now we can continue to go forth with the plan that's set before us.
Problem solving.
It definitely is. It definitely is problem solving and conflict resolution. And I think that's part of what kids need to see these days, in terms of how do I deal with this? Because life ain't fair. Life is not going to continue to, be easy. So they're going to, they definitely going to see some issues and some problems, that's going to be before them. But so I think being comfortable with that, being comfortable with, issues, being comfortable with concerns, being comfortable with disagreements, and knowing how to work and navigate through those disagreements is important for kids. So yeah, man. We I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all, man. Anything else? Y'all good? Anything else?
Yeah, I want to just mention one thing, because today at work, I'm standing out on the Bear Boulevard side, and I hear this brother outside on the sidewalk hollering, "Camden High, yeah, telling us keep up the good work, it's looking good, this and that." And it struck me funny how, I heard him talking to another worker, and just to hear the guy's voice, like trying to, like, yeah, move him along. But it's like a lot of these people don't get the excitement and the passion that we have for Camden High as a institution, as our it's our everything. It's our everything. And they don't get it. And they don't get it. It just so happened there was another dude that was there that graduated in '88. So we was talking, and he was like, "Yeah, they don't get it. They just don't get it."
Hey,
and then Marcus walks up, and he's like, "Yeah, you hear that guy?" And I'm like, "Hey, y'all don't get it."
Hey, boy, I could miss like 2 years of games. I come up in the gym or wherever, if it's a football game, if it's a basketball game, and I know we balling now. If it's a basketball game, when you hear that, you want the high, you got the high.
You got the high.
Yeah, that joint is in your blood, man. Exactly. They're not gonna get it, man. They're not gonna get, they didn't drink the water that we had, man. They didn't drink that same water, man.
Don't give them your energy, Ward. Don't give them your energy.
It's not.
You know the legacy, and you know the love, man. And it's unique. It's unique to to a few of us, to many of us.
Yeah, to many of us.
And you can't explain it. You just really can't. Some things are intangible.
That's what I told him.
That you really can't explain.
And I expressed that. Y'all said, you guys just don't understand certain things, like certain ways that I act when I'm on the job. I'm like, you just won't get it because of my passion for the school.
It's going, man. They definitely not
going to get it, man.
Because I'll put it this way. I mean, I'm not going to put some people out there, but it's like some have left the school, didn't do much for the school, but this is my giving back to the school. No, I don't have the money. I don't have, I'm not affluent like that where I can donate money, buy, uniforms and all that stuff. But I do what I can for the school. Like y'all know, I coach wrestling, but it's like now this right here in itself, I feel like it's so much of giving back to Camden High than anything.
Man, we appreciate you giving us them pictures up there too, and letting us know what's going on, man.
But even deeper than Camden High, Wardy, this platform is just a tribute to your foundation, your upbringing. Miss Marvell and your dad and everything. This is just a tribute to that, even deeper than just Camden High School. Right. This is how we was raised. To be able to give this type of sound advice. We formulated it later on in life, but we credit that to
it started
to the family.
Started at a young age.
Yeah. So
that's what's up.
All right,
so thank y'all for joining us for Just Our Thoughts with the Fellas. We appreciate you. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Continue to show love, to continue to be love. I do have one thing.
I got one thing too.
Go ahead, Katie. Because I'm.
I gotta give a shout out.
Hey, we give a shout outs. That's what we doing.
I got a couple things happening this week.
Nah, good. You good, bro?
I got a feeding initiative at my church that I'm in charge of. Every second and fourth Thursday, I spearhead a feeding initiative. We got groceries at the church that we give to families that's in need every second and fourth Thursday. So this Thursday is fourth Thursday, the 27th at 5:30, Victory Temple Church, 426 North 2nd Street in North Camden, from 5:30 to 7:30. Yeah, at the church. At the church. And then on Saturday.
Hey, is any offerings? We good? No
nah,
offers?
No offers. No free wills. If you want to drop
No
20
free will?
at me right now, you can drop me 20.
I got you, bro.
You know, but I ain't gonna charge you for a sermon, brother.
I got you.
So, and then on Saturday the 29th at 12, we got a back to school giveaway at the church. We got about 50 to 100 book bags and supplies. 12 o'clock at the church, Victory Temple, 426 North 2nd Street in Camden. So the feeding initiative on Thursday at 5:30, and the back to school giveaway at 12 o'clock on Saturday the 29th at 12 o'clock.
Gotcha.
Got you, man. Definitely appreciate
IMF,
that.
One last thing. I wasn't on 2 weeks ago, but I know you gave a shout out. I want to give another plug to our good brother Calsar Chandler, class of 88, Camden High School. He wrote that book, Flip the Script. Calsar Chandler got a book out called Flip the Script.
And the last one, man, Pastor Brenda, man, I had her at the bottom on our bottom line ticker with Camden Connections. She's doing the internet connections for all students this Saturday, coming up August 29th from 12 to 2. So, we coming upon this school year. So if you can, we need to link these kids up with some internet. Everyone doesn't have internet. So if you can reach out to Pastor Brenda Jones, reach out to her. She definitely has some sisters supporting her to link these kids up. I know Chalk just did something over the weekend. The same thing, Chalk has a New Soul. I want to say New Soul. He has an organization that he linked up with Xfinity Comcast and doing the same thing, I think, in the Pennsauken area. So Chalk is one of those dudes, man, that's low key. Definitely respect that brother, man. His team had to push him out there because he just was giving shoes away on his own, giving his own shoes away, trying to support these kids. And putting them in the best position to get the best education that they can. So this Saturday, though, if you missed Chalks over the weekend, reach out to Pastor Brenda Jones with Camden Connections. Also, touch base with, if you lose this information, you can't write it down, touch base with Wild's World. She gonna kill me because I messed this up.
She gonna kill you, man. You better get it right.
I always mess it up, man. Go to her page, man. She got everything on there, so you can link up with her. Definitely with Keisha Lingo, Valrica Lawrence, and Pastor Brenda Lawrence and Pastor Brenda Jones. So, it's a good show, man. KD's done already. KD's done, man. I appreciate y'all.
I'm not done.
Yeah, so thank everybody for coming out. Continue to show love,
fellas.
continue to be love. Love y'all, man.
I feel drained. Y'all drained me, man. You drained me, yo. I feel drained, man.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Man.
Good conversation.
I'm drained right now, brother.
Yo, good conversation, man. And we out. This is us, and this is just our thoughts.
All right.